Hola, this is Kaipacho with the Weekly Pele Report. And it is June 5th of 2019. Wow. Time flies by when you're having fun, whether you're having fun or not, doesn't it? We had that new moon in Gemini, and she is cruising along. Now she's in Cancer. Today she's going to conjunct with Mars, stirring up the passion. The fire in the water makes steam. It's going to trine Neptune and oppose Saturn, and then she's going to go into Leo tomorrow, Thursday, and stay there until Saturday. And then Saturday she's going to go into Virgo. And that's where we're going to have our first quarter square moon. And you can look at the chart that I did at the beginning and see that it's not just a quarter square, because the sun is opposite Jupiter. That's exact on Monday. Squares Neptune. That's exact on Sunday. And, you know, the new moon is on Sunday, so we have a grand cross. I mean, I like to call it a diamond, you know, more than a cross. Sounds better. Gemini Sun, Virgo Moon, Jupiter Sag, Neptune Pisces. That's what I'm going to be talking about today. Yes, indeed. What else is going on? Well, you know, by Saturday, Venus is done with her journey through her home sign of Taurus, and she is going to be moving on to Gemini. So we'll have this Venus and Gemini action going on. And yeah, I'm in this very special place. I was thinking that I could keep it secret until the end of the Pele Report, then you would have to watch the whole thing. I am on a little island, and it is the farthest north island, I think, that I have ever been on. It's 60 degrees north. In fact, I think it's as far north as I've ever been. I was in Bergen, Norway, and it's 60 degrees north, so this is pretty equal, you know, to that. But let me get out here on more of a point so you can see more of the island. And it's not just one island. There's a lot of islands around here. I'll put some pictures up at the end. Absolutely beautiful. So, yeah, what else is, you know, having to do with that mantra? I think to really think about today's mantra, it's not just that grand square, that diamond that's going on. We still have Mars moving through Cancer, and next Wednesday, I'll talk about it more in next Wednesday's Pele Report, but it's going to conjunct the North Node. And shortly after that, you know, it's going to oppose Saturn and oppose Pluto, and it really depends on the orb, how big or wide of a degree you want to give it. You could say that Mars is pretty much opposite Saturn and Pluto right now. So that's part of the mantra too. Let me find a place here and talk about it. All right, let's just go for it. Man, that sun in Gemini, I just sat here thinking about what I was going to say. That's a big no-no. If I start thinking too much about what I'm going to say, I probably won't even do the video. Well, I should say that, or I shouldn't say that, or maybe I should say that, or... The frickin' Gemini mind, man. Ow! Crazy. So, you know, the scoop here is that this new moon in Gemini, Gemini is the student, mutable air. It wants to change, learn. It's interested in all kinds of things. I want to learn about everything and go everywhere. Multicultural, diversity, you know, philosophy, thinking, traveling, you know, all different kinds of stuff. Gemini doesn't like to do anything for too long, you know. So this sun in Gemini is like saying change, 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 change. Now, Mars in Cancer is another story. Okay, Mars in Cancer is like, let's let's establish, I want to be safe. I want to establish some protection here. You know, maybe it's safe in my bedroom or in my house, or I just like to stay home. And it's, you know, it's coming into this, you know, opposition to Saturn and Pluto. You're out there in Capricorn, which is, you know, you better come to work or you're fired. You know, some external authorities, police, government, parents, you know, kids. I know some people, their kids are telling them what to do. Anyway, so it's, yeah, it's a little bit of a tug of a war here between this need for change. Evolution requires change. We've got to change. We got to keep on moving. And this grand cross is in the mutable signs. Gemini, opposite Sagittarius, squaring the Virgo-Pisces axis. And the mutable, you know, cardinal is, I want to change the world out there. Fixed is, I want to, you know, develop, you know, what is already happening in here. Okay? And mutable is, you know, I'm, you know, my environment and the outside world and everything is like coming in to help me grow, change, and evolve. So we have this force of, of change and evolution. Jupiter moving through Sagittarius. The sun was actually conjunct. It was the end of November, like November 25th or so. I don't know if you know what you were doing then, but that was the conjunction of Sun conjunct Jupiter. That started. Now we have the Sun opposite Jupiter. It's like a full moon, only it's Jupiter and the Sun instead. And it's squaring this Neptune. And I've been talking about this Jupiter square Neptune, okay? That's like a theme for this year, okay? About expanding our consciousness, you know, and understanding truth, natural law, where we really need to go, what we really need to be, the meaning of our life, versus too much chaos, or too many lies, or too many delusions or illusions coming around us and in us and through us. So there's the need for discrimination. I think what we're going to find, you know, this weekend is now the moon is in Cancer. So there, you know, Wednesday, Thursday, there's still this kind of, you know, hunkering down. But when the moon goes into Leo, Sun in Gemini, Jupiter in Sag, Moon in Leo, it's going to be like, woohoo! Let's go all out. Let's go way out there. Okay, you know, and the Sun squaring Neptune, okay, this can be in opposite Jupiter is, it's got that bipolar tendency where you go too high, too far out, like I talked about last week with the Luciferic forces going way out there, way out there. But then whenever you go way out there, you gotta come down. And usually after, you know, a real high, there's a low, 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 low. And we end up, you know, pulling out these extremes. So, and then what? Jupiter, you know, Moon moves through Leo. Gamble, risk, party, play, fun, enjoy, express, create, and then she flips into Virgo. Now, just a minute. You've gone too far. We need to get grounded. We need to get real. We need to perfect, you know, our creations. So, you know, there's going to be that big shift, okay, when that moon goes into Virgo. When is that again? On Saturday. Yeah. And then we come into the first quarter square. So, you know, what you may do is, you know, this may be a very creative time for you where, you know, Thursday, Friday, you know, you go up, up, out, yes, 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 and then bring it in, bring it down, make it real, refine it, perfect it, and pop, 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 get it together. And then, you know, the moon's going to move on, you know, out of Virgo into Libra and keep that cycle going. But the big thing that, you know, is happening, I think, and this is what the mantra is about. It says, you know, whether I am feeling the need from inside or out. This is the question. Yeah? The big thing is, are you consciously initiating change in your life? Or are you afraid, hunkering down, staying small in the, in the rut or in the routine, and then having other people kick you out of relationship, kick you out of the job, kick you out of the apartment? It's like, we can experience these oppositions as other people. So other people, okay, are pushing us to change. If we don't get the message and and be that force of change ourselves. So that's one thing. It's either inside or out, and if it's inside, it's usually more comfortable. At least it is for me. I would rather initiate a change than have somebody kick my butt. And the other thing that we want to look at here is change. People think of change, change is change. If you are a gypsy traveling from town to town and you've been single your whole life and you're just change for you is sitting still or getting in a committed relationship. Or it's like we have a tendency, workaholics, okay, who are always working, for them change is relaxing. For people who are just like partying and letting it out and not caring about their job, change is having self-discipline, having self-control, getting hold of a routine. So change is not just it's not the same for everybody. And this is where you have to look at your individual personal chart. And that's why we are doing this whole year course online, New Paradigm Astrology, on, how to interpret your own chart. What you want to be doing now, just off the cuff, I'm going to say is you want to go where Jupiter is. Jupiter is telling you now by house and aspects to other planets where you want to expand. Okay, where your quest, wants to lead you now. And if Jupiter's in the 4th house, it's bringing you home and in. If it's in the 9th house, it's bringing you out to foreign countries. If it's in the 7th house, it's bringing you a new relationship or partnership. If it's in the 12th house, it's bringing you to some ashram to meditate by yourself and be still. So, this is happening in all many different ways, and that was just the 2 points I wanted to bring out, whether it's, we don't want to stereotype and just say, oh, change means travel, change means dumping, this partnership and moving on, change is always, letting go of what, oh, but yeah. A little change in the tide here. Don't want to get too wet, man. I could have done some more shooting on the boat coming out here, but there's too many tourists. Maybe on the boat ride back, if it's not so much, I can give you some more of the scenery here that is especially beautiful. But for now, let's wrap it up, baby. The mantra for today is, whether the need to change and move comes from the inside or out, I need to go into the unknown to see what it's all about. That is the name of the game. Whatever is unknown for you, this, Neptune in Pisces is calling each and every one of us into the unknown. Being a couch potato watching Netflix, may be known and familiar, and you need to get out. And if you're just out and about all the time, maybe being a couch potato is unknown for you. Oh, baby. It's all so good. Life is truly amazing. Amazing. And yeah, things could get pretty tough. Like I say, with Mars coming up. I'm going to talk about that next week, this Mars on the North Node. opposing the South Node, Saturn and Pluto. You know, if we look at, you know, the overall temperature of the water is going to be rising, whether it's the South China Sea or outside Iran or, you know, other places on the planet. We want to be, you know, we don't need to be ignoring the outside world, but at the same time, our personal evolution is going to be going on no matter what the surrounding environment is. And the best thing that you can do for the world is to be the best person that you can possibly be. So whether the need for change and to move comes from the inside or out, I need to go into the unknown to see what it's all about. Namaste. Aloha. So much love. I didn't tell you where I am. Maybe I think I'll write it down in the notes. You gotta read the notes below the video.